Hello Rovers. Last time we left off at Sanhua's fun facts. Considering that everyone's getting Sanhua's outfit as well, I thought this would be a good time to cover Sanhua's backstory. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Born blind due to an abnormal eye structure, the Demon of Calamity's early life was shrouded in darkness. Her world changed dramatically when her homeland was devastated by a catastrophic event known as the Wave 1 disaster, which unleashed a relentless blizzard and daily tested discords. With the efforts of the Midnight Rangers, the disaster was eventually overcome after defeating a colossal TD that resembled an Asura. Amidst the ruins, they discovered a girl, barely alive, her body cold and tinted blue. The tested discords had corroded her right eye, but instead of claiming her life, the lingering frequencies reconfigured her eye, granting her the ability to perceive the frequencies of all things. This newfound vision, however, was both a blessing and a curse, as it distorted her perception, showing her grotesque and eerie apparitions. She could see no lies, but neither did she ever see light. Occasionally, the girl dreamt of the snow. Whenever she dreamt, she was always lost in endless darkness, searching for a field of snow or a glimmer of light. In the next instant, she would be lying on the snowy ground, surrounded by twisted monsters. They gnawed at her as she lay among hundreds of shattered corpses. As they gouged out her eyes, darkness descended, and only their flickering shadows remained. And then she would wake up, but she was never truly rescued from that battlefield. Her world was a painting of purgatory, and she was doomed to be haunted by the tested discords for the rest of her life, unable to break free. As she grew older, her forte grew stronger. However, this power became increasingly difficult to control. The demon within her urged to follow the TD's instinctive hunger to consume frequency. Haunted by nightmares and unable to escape her torment, she wandered in self-imposed exile, battling both external foes and her inner demon. During her exile, she tried to slay the monsters but found no solace. The never-ending chaos of noise tormented her day and night. Her only motivation was survival, pushing her forward despite the constant assault on her senses. She was lost and directionless. Wherever she roamed, blizzards would ravage everything in their path. She became a calamity. As word of the calamity's notoriety spread, people came after her. She didn't know who they were or why they were trying to put her down. She only knew that she must contain the devil within, but panic always prevailed, and she will always fight before fleeing in distress. Until one day she was cornered and trapped in the mountains. At her moment of despair, she witnessed a mesmerizing vision of golden snowflakes, an illusion crafted by an abbot. His calming presence and profound words reached her deeply.
All conditioned phenomena are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like dew or a flash of lightning. Thus, one should contemplate them in this way. What you perceive as suffering, yet you do not know that suffering leads to salvation. Only with one's karma may one's cause and outcome arise.
Although the calamity barely understood the meaning of those words, she allowed herself to be taken into the temple. There, she was given the Dharma name Sanhua and immersed herself in daily practices of swordsmanship and the Heart Sutra. This period marked the beginning of a transformation, as she sought to understand her karma and the path it laid before her. Sometime later, Sanhua found herself on a battlefield reminiscent of her past nightmares. But now, she was on the battlefield as a warrior, with the snow as a curse and as a blade. However, her eyes were starting to strain from the overwhelming TD frequency. Her abilities, once the source of her power, now controlled and devoured her. The curse that gave her strength seemed futile against the overwhelming force of the lament. In the end, nothing ever changed. Muttering quietly to herself, Sanhua collapsed from exhaustion. As the world descended into a state of complete silence and darkness, a fleck of white entered a blurry vision. A young woman stood before Sanhua, shielding her from harm. Lightning seemed to flow at her fingertips, like a divine child responding to prayers. She eradicated all the tested discords with her dazzling lightning. The chaotic blizzard that swirled around Sanhua was drawn towards her, and she guided those frequencies, gradually bringing them to stability. The seasons changed around them, distant thunder and winds signaling its arrival. Following the melting of ice, the piercing cries in Sanhua's ears gradually subsided. It was at the moment when she finally broke free from that snowy night, and the once frozen time started flowing again in her life. That was when Sanhua finally understood what karma had in store for her. Only with one's karma may one's cause and outcome arise. Jinxi has shown Sanhua the power of rebirth and destruction. Jinxi may be the guiding light for all the people during this devastating time. The future Jinxi has demonstrated is precisely where her fate lies. The light she has been pursuing in the darkness all this time. Having found her path, Sanhua took up her blade once again. This time, she has transformed her demons into the power for protection. Recently, Sanhua still dreamt of the snow. Sanhua never needed lights in her room. She could see perfectly in the darkness. So when she was jostled awake from another nightmare and noticed the presence of light, she immediately realized that it must be Jinxi still working on her documents. Forgive me, my lady. Sanhua apologized for not fulfilling her duty. Noticing movement, Jinxi raised her head. I believe I asked you to rest up, Sanhua. I couldn't finish half by tomorrow morning without your help. You stayed up all night sorting them out. My lady, you must rest. Please, let me handle these. Please, Sanhua. Would I really let you handle these boring papers alone? Not a chance. Jinxi pondered for a moment, then offered a mischievous smile. If you want to help, just stay and chat with me for a while. I'll be finishing up soon. Of course. What would you like to talk about? Shall I recite the Heart Sutra for you? Oh, then tell me what you dreamt of. I believe I heard you mumbling in your sleep. Perhaps I was reciting the Heart Sutra in my dream then. Do we have to keep going back to that? Truth to be told, working on these documents does begin to tire me. I dreamt of you, my lady. You were standing in the snow. You looked beautiful. Sanhua responded with a warm smile. Her journey ahead was no longer alone.